Welcome back, and we are moving into our second conversation for the morning, and we are joined by Smart to talk to us about their latest deals and steals and everything you need to know that's happening over their side. We are joined by Adelaide Sabito. She is the Ads, Promotions, and Communications Supervisor at Smart. We're also joined by Corina Canto, and she is the Digital Marketing Officer also from Smart. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, now it's always a pleasure having you guys here because we know if Smart is on set, that means that there's something to give away or there's some good news to share. So I don't know where you ladies want to start, but what do the loyal customers need to know?
All right, I'll pass it over to Karina to start with the exciting news.
Yes.
It's something we've been waiting for a long time.
Yes.
And I know the Apple users might gravitate a bit
Towards
more
it.
towards this, but I'll let
But
Karina
that's
speak a little bit more
yes,
about that.
So the big thing now, countrywide and the world, is the eSIM. We have been inundated with calls and emails. When are you going to get this eSIM? And then the eSIM. What is the eSIM? As we know, all phones carry a SIM, and if you look back years, they were big. At the beginning, they used to look like some small little credit cards.
Yeah.
And then after that, we went into the nano SIM, which was a
Yeah.
big thing. Like, ooh, you have to get a nano SIM. And then now we're, many years into the future with the introduction of the eSIM, which is embedded SIM card, which is you just have it doesn't carry a physical SIM. And this was introduced in 2016 in the U.S. and then Belize will be catching
It
on,
takes some
and then
time.
it will take some time. But then now we're finally here, and we're with the eSIM where you just scan a QR code on your phone, and you get all of the features, all of the services, without the hassle of a SIM card. And with the advent of phones being, really revolutionized. Some come with a little hole, if you recall. There's a little hole and there's a little pin. And if you're like me, which can keep track of those little things,
Yeah.
so you have to be going around. Do you have a little pin? Do you have a little pin?
I can't tell you, I use earring box. There are times I
that's
just pull out my
another
earring.
that's another trick now that you can use. But then now with the eSIM, you don't have
Very
any
nice.
of that.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, so you have more than one number, so you don't have to be carrying around 2, 3 phones. Some phones are dual, but then majority of the time it's just one. Now with this one, you can have multiple numbers on your phone
Okay.
without having to worry about having 2, 3
Swapping
phones and
Wow.
swapping phones because I used to be like that. I used to have like 3 phones for 3 different things, and it really is a hassle. You misplace one, and then with the eSIM now for this month, to our customers, if you're already an existing prepaid or postpaid customer, you can transition into the eSIM free of cost.
Okay.
If you're just coming on board as a Smart customer, you just pay $750, and the promotion you get 1,200 MB of data, you get SMS, so it's a nice introductory package to be fully on board with the eSIM.
What phones does the eSIM work with currently? Can I bring my BlackBerry and
Well, right
get my
now,
eSIM? No, I don't.
well, right now it's limited. I think we have iPhones like from the iPhone 11 and up. We do have some of the flagship Samsungs that are available, but it's easy to check if your phone is eSIM capable. You go to your connect. If you're an Android, you go to the connection section and then you click on the SIM manager, and there it should list eSIM, insert eSIM. So if you don't see that insert eSIM, then unfortunately you won't be able to upload the eSIM. But like we mentioned, it's something new, fairly new to the country. So both companies are still actively looking to seeing how many capable phones you can get, so that the service is available to a wider array of customers instead of just being limited to iPhone or some of the flagship Samsungs. Because it is convenient, it does give you the opportunity to be more secure. Because then once that is uploaded on your phone and you get lost, you don't have to be worrying about getting another chip. You know, it's just to cancel it, and then you just get another number with the
Very nice.
eSIM.
So I did my search and I just found out my phone is eSIM
Right.
capable.
So
So I'm
we'll-
even more intrigued now. Sam.
You can have multiple numbers, one for your job and one for personal.
So how does it work in terms of how the eSIM is installed or uploaded
It's
on my phone?
you will get a QR code that you scan on your phone, and then it's that easy. You download it just like any other app, and then all of the services that you get with a physical SIM is also available with the eSIM. So it's not like you're going to be losing anything because you're switching to the eSIM. The only thing you'll be losing is the hassle of, you know, having that chip. You know, sometimes taking it in, taking it out, it damages it a lot. So it takes away a lot of stress of worrying about that physical eSIM.
Is it an installment process that you guys will be there to guide the customer
Yes,
through?
yes. We have our 11 showrooms. We actually all of our frontline personnel or customer service agents, they went through a training so that they are able to assist our customers with whatever questions they have and how to download it and how to upkeep it. If you lose your phone, what to do and things like that. So we've gone through the full spectrum of training so that we are able to, you know, provide that service, you know, seamlessly to our customers, which we are excited about.
Can I ask, can an individual transitioning keep their same number?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
All right, well, while we are embracing the eSIM, we're also learning about updates about news that you shared the last few times you came here on other upgrades that Smart is providing.
Right. Well, of course, with progress, there's always little discrepancies or change, you know, and we're a community that's not very open to change, right? And so we are, I think the last show I was here, I did mention that we are in the process of decommissioning CDMA. And you know, when you have advancements such as the eSIM, and we hear globally about 5G, I mean, we're not there yet. But in order to get there, there are things that are necessary. And so CDMA is stands for Code Division Multiple Access, which is a network that supports the 2G and 3G services, right? Something that, you know, has
way back.
Way back, becoming obsolete. And a lot of our CDMA customers started out, you know, with the analog phone that didn't carry a SIM at all, right? And so we don't have those anymore, and so that network definitely is obsolete. In some I think Belize is one of the few countries that still uses the network, and so we've been moving to UMTS. There is a great percentage of the country that has UMTS. And this was launched when we launched 4G, I think back in 2016, around that time. And so we are decommissioning CDMA in its entirety with the hopes to do so by the end of January.
That's big news.
Right? Very big news. It's very important. Some sites have already been turned off. To facilitate the UMTS network to work better, and for customers in those areas to experience faster speeds.
Okay.
It's not necessarily better service. It's faster speeds, and I want to emphasize that. We have turned off quite recently a few areas in the north. Shipyard is one of them, and we have. It's twofold. We're turning off CDMA in some areas that have CDMA and UMTS service, and that will allow for UMTS to work better, right? And then there are areas that do not have service that we have introduced UMTS to, right? And so some of those areas are like Little Belize, Fireburn, and Indian Creek in Orange Walk. Over the past month, they have been introduced to that. But in order for them to really enjoy the faster speeds, we have had to turn off CDMA in nearby areas, right? So Shipyard is one of those places. And so as we continue to do so, there are going to be multiple sales in these areas to facilitate the transition for those CDMA customers to upgrade
Right.
to a UMTS device.
I remember that the last time you guys
Right,
were here.
and so it's by zone. So Little Belize, Indian Creek, Fireburn, they've all had access to the sales managers and to the showroom and to discounted sales. Right now, they have a broadband special that's going on for them. Shipyard, have had sales in that area. Progresso in Orange Walk is scheduled to be turned off by the end of July. And then we have several that are turning off August 15th. And so I'm just going to read through those names. Those are Santa Cruz, down south, Keycocker, Gales Point in the south, Placencia, Riversdale, San Antonio Cayo, and Sartineja. Those sites will all be turned off by August 15th. So those customers are being communicated to. They're receiving blast. They are, our sales managers are keeping abreast with them. And I mean, we know who our customers are in those areas.
Okay.
And so they are being communicated to as to what sales are coming in those areas with UMTS devices that will allow them. So they do have like a trade-in special if they do have a CDMA device. So there are two prices for devices. There's the promo price for anybody that wants it, wants to buy a phone, and then there's that CDMA trade-in price where you're upgrading to a UMTS device and you get a bigger deal, right? So that allows for an easier transition for these folks.
So what happens if you have a CDMA device and you don't upgrade? You will lose a lot of functions on your phone?
Your phone won't work.
The phone won't work?
You won't have the service that you need because the UMTS device will support the 4G LTE and up. A CDMA device is 3G or 2G.
Is there an
capable.
example of a CDMA phone? What's one example?
It's not necessarily, they're analog. They won't carry a SIM. And if they do carry a SIM, because we do have some that do carry a SIM, but it's not 4G capable.
Okay, so these are old devices.
These are older devices. For the customers, because I do get this question a lot, and it's something that I'm always amazed with. There are a lot of customers, especially the working men that are out in the fields and working are not really into the touch screen.
Yeah, you got your
devices.
Caterpillar phone.
They want the
Nokia.
Yeah, they want the flip phones. We do have UMTS capable flip phones available. There's one on sales that are going. I know this past Sunday we had sales in Placencia and Independence. There is, I think it's a e-video phone or something like that. The Plum, that is a flip phone. It's UMTS. It carries a SIM, right? And I think it has access to data as well, even though it's a flip phone. So there are devices that suit everybody's need, not because you're upgrading from a CDMA to UMTS means that you have, you need to have the latest brand phone or a touchscreen phone. It doesn't mean that. It's just having a 4G LTE capable device.
So is there a percentage of your customer base that is still using these CDMA devices?
It's very minimal. We find it's mostly in some of the rural areas, and probably because when you're not in the 4G phone, those phones were able to fall back on 2G and 3G. And when Smart opened its doors in 2005, that was the network that was available and working. And so there was no need to really upgrade to a 4G phone. It worked, and you had it, especially if it was one of those boys that, were durable. They can drop. You could stone them. You could do whatever you want with them, and they still survive. There was no need to upgrade. But to keep abreast with the times and move with technology, there are changes that are necessary.
All right. Well, aside from those information, you guys also want to share with us the latest deals and promotions taking place. Let's talk about that.
All right, and for that we have right now we have a special for students and teachers, whereby if you sign up for a postpaid plan, you get 25% off a device. You also get a couple of months off of your bill, and then we do this because then you know when you some people you know you sign on to, but you don't have the headache of I have to run in and put in credit. So then this postpaid is to give you that opportunity, and it also for a teacher it also helps you to budget because then you stay within a plan, and then with our plans you really get unlimited data, text, you get free calls. So for a teacher and student, that's good. And then if you're a student and you're younger than 18, you can just come in with your parent and take advantage of this one. We also have our postpaid plans whereby you sign up again. The advantage is you don't have to be worrying about credit. You have from our Flex Junior, which is $33 inclusive, and then depending on the tier that you choose, you get the more discounts on additional devices as well. So we encourage people to pretty much sign up for the postpaid plans because then these give you a lot more opportunity to be on the network, not being worrying about coming out of your budget. And in these challenging times, you know, we are always conscious of, you know, that stretching the people's dollar. And you also get a month free with this one. And then depending on the postpaid plan that you choose, the higher you go, the more discount you get off the phone. The Flex Junior, which is our starter plan that we like to call it, that's $33 you get. But then it's a good plan. You get enough data, and then that one is a hybrid where you can, if you're out of data or credit, you can add to that. The others, you get enough that you don't have to. And then, like I mentioned, the higher you go, the greater the discount on the devices. We also have our happy hour specials, which is happening this Friday from 4 to 9, where, you know, you get the opportunity to double up during this time. And we like to have those promotions because, you know, you could never have enough credit.
Yeah.
You could never have enough credit. And especially the younger generation, they go through credit like water.
Yeah.
So we always try to keep these up and going. And then also for data, we have bonus data Sunday, where if you 680 and above, you get 50% more data. So you can look out for these on these weekends. And then the biggest one is our sweepstakes, which Adelaide will now discuss. But we're excited about our signature promotion, which we do every year, every summer. And then Adelaide?
Right. So this is something we have been waiting for, the public, you know, on Facebook. When does the sweepstakes start? Well, it has started. It started last week on July 13th, and it ends on September 15th. And last year, and I think the year before, we had where the customer won a $10,000 shopping spree. Right. This year, it's even better, and it's $10,000 cash.
Wow.
That one lucky winner will walk away on September 18th, right? And this first prize is courtesy of Smart, of course, and the Belize Tourism Board. But in addition to the 10,000 cash, why we do the sweepstakes? It's rewards for our customers for being loyal to us over the years, and it allows them to win that 10 grand, but it also allows them to be in the same race to win weekly prizes, right? So you can win a weekly prize and you can win the $10,000 cash.
How do you qualify?
We enter? There are several ways to enter. The first is to text in to our short code 786. And in the body of the message, you can type the number of entries you want to purchase at 50 cents a piece. So if you want to buy 10 entries, you text 786, and in the message, just put 10 and send it. And 10, that's what, $5? That's going to be deducted from your prepaid credit, right? There is a limit per day that you can buy, and it's 50 entries per day.
Okay.
In the beginning, when we first launched the sweepstakes, there was no limitation.
And
But then we
people
had a couple parents calling in and saying,
kid
my
bought."
child bought
Wow.
bought what 100
100
messages or
yeah.
500
Messages.
messages.
Oh my God.
And they got billed for it,
Yeah.
right? So to avoid that, we set a limitation for 50. So you can buy 50 today, you can
Yeah.
buy 50 tomorrow, you can buy 50 the following day. But it's just to help the parents.
You
to
can't blame the
ensure.
parents. You can't blame the kids. They're trying to help mom and dad
Right.
win.
I know. But so we've set that limitation primarily for the
that.
benefit of the parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So parents, if you want more than 50 chances, you can do so on a daily basis,
Yeah.
right? But that's one way to enter, probably the easiest.
The easiest.
And then the second way is for every $100 you spend on prepaid credit. So this is for the prepaid users whenever they upload credit, when they buy data plans, whatever they do with their credit. Every $100 that they spend, they get an automatic
Automatically.
entry into the sweepstakes. And then the third way has two
components.
pointers. The third way is sign up to be with Smart, whether you sign up for a postpaid plan, and postpaid plan is any postpaid plan, whether it be broadband, whether it be one of the postpaid plans itself where you can call, text, and have data, whether it's VoIP. Once it's a monthly billed plan, it is a
Yeah.
postpaid plan, and you get an entry into that. Or if you do a SIM swap and join the Smart network, you're also entered into the sweepstakes. So basically, it's 4 ways.
Is
Right.
that when you spend the $100? Is it you spend 100 at once, or is it the money is what you're spending adds up over
accumulated.
time? Okay.
And you get one entry for the $100.
For every
Yeah.
$100.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
Right. And
First
so
prize.
tomorrow, we launch our first prize
Yeah.
for the
I see
season.
that.
And it is a 2-night stay at Naya Resort and Spa, and round trip tickets for 2 to Placencia on Tropic Air. And so we have our sponsors to thank for that: BTB, Tropic Air, and Naya for collaborating with us. This is their second year on board for this initiative. And so we are very excited because we will be there tomorrow, where we will draw the first winner live. So
Can I enter today still
Yes, you
Yes.
can.
for tomorrow's
For
prize?
tomorrow's prize,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the public can text in and get their entries in if they haven't done so. And this is, of course, for Smart customers. If you are not a Smart customer, you can still enter if you join on to the Smart family. And you can still be entered for tomorrow's live draw, where you can join us live on our Smart Facebook page when we are
join.
in Placencia at Naya to do the live draw.
What a way you have someone with the luck of the Irish and they just transition over and that one entry.
We've had it before.
Yeah.
We've had it
Wow.
before.
All
so-
right. Well, is that it as it relates to promotions and what we need to know
Yes.
from Smart side?
Yes,
Yes,
for
at this
now, yeah, at this point, that's it. But we are always actively doing promotions, so always look out on our Instagram pages, on our Facebook pages. We keep updates there regularly, so that everybody knows what's going on and not feel left out.
Right.
And like I mentioned earlier, we have 11 showrooms, so we're covering the stretch of the country. So from north to south, east to west, like we like say, you have the opportunity to be a part of these promotions, and just look out for us because we'll be back.
And if you have any question whatsoever, we do have our call center at 1090 that you can call, and they will direct you to the correct person that can answer your questions if they can't do so themselves. And we will be sure to get in touch with those persons.
Perfect.
Excellent. Ladies, thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you as
coming. We're
well.
excited to hear about all these deals and prizes that the customers can win. I'm definitely looking forward to hear who gets the first prize tomorrow and who gets $10,000.
Cash.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, you get to meet a bot that speaks Belizean Creole. Don't go away.